the secretary for CUMSA in 1990, and during my terms as a secretary, I realized that there is a distinct difference between the Malaysian and Singaporeans.
Like for example, inviting opposition or government leaders to come and talk to us. I think the Malaysian Society is probably a more suitable society for that.
So after I've been in Cambridge for a few years, and with more and more Malaysians coming to Cambridge,
from that sense, I think there's a need to have a separate Malaysian society. The most valuable things is actually humility, because you were probably those readers who are in Cambridge will probably realize you are the top students in your own schools, but by the time you go to Cambridge, you actually are nobody.
Because sometimes, we thought that, we are doing really bad, we are not doing good enough, and then we beat ourselves too hard. But after that, then we look around, and people think that, we are doing just fine, sometimes it's just us pushing ourselves too hard.
This may sound like deep, but I was actually when I did economics, one of the bits I still remember and had continued to use through very much of my working career is actually game theory.
One great lesson that I learned from my undergraduate years is that don't go for grades. You have 3 years in Cambridge. Cambridge has got a history of 900 years of history of excellence in education, of knowledge, of research. Don't waste that chasing grades.
Learn the things, the knowledge is not is secondary. To learn how to learn is the most important thing, and Cambridge taught me that.
Being in Cambridge has been probably the one thing that is a game changer. It completely transforms the opportunities that are available to you, and more importantly, changes the mindset that you might have about yourself, as well as what role you have in society.
Say 20 years ago, if I had not gone to Cambridge, I think I probably would have had to be a bit more kiasu about proving what I can do without those credentials.
Always get back home. I think it's the learning environment and the way that the lecturer relate to us.
I have a lot of sweet memories in Cambridge because as you know, it was where I met my husband, it's where I met a lot of my best friends, and it's where we grew up and become young adults. As teenagers, you think you grew up already, but in reality, you only really grew up in university.
What I miss most about Cambridge are the summer times, where I went hunting along the river and had picnics with my friends.
The sucking hot food. The fact that you can use resource to when you have your hot food, just to pour a lot into to carry out the taste.
Personally, I miss the summer there. I think it's really beautiful, and I miss all the punting and maples and all that. I think that's the fun part of it.
There was one particular event that we did that we raised money for charity, but it was basically like a cooking potluck kind of event, and we had performances, and it was very nice because that's when we all sort of got together as a community.
To be a doctor in this country is not a difficult thing. To be a good doctor in this country take a lot of your time and effort.
To be really good in what you do, you need to be in it for a long time, and there'll be up and downs.
But when you're in the business, every day, every second you'll be thinking about business before you sleep. So that kind of pressure, and also the potential risk of failure from your business.
So I would definitely encourage more people who graduated from Cambridge to consider this option. Maybe not immediately after they graduate, but perhaps after some time.
When you go into consultancy, there's always some sacrifice you have to make. You have to realize how much work you have to put in. You have to realize that there are ups and downs.
It can be very, very tiresome if you're not really interested in what you do.
You will always get back home. Come back to Malaysia and contribute to this nation.
I don't know, work hard, play harder. No, okay. Advice. Don't worry too much. Just go for it.
Going to Cambridge, having lots of scholarships, and having things that people go wow at, just helps you open the door so that you can do something meaningful.
To make good use of that privilege, and ideally towards making a difference, if not for the country, for the world.
Enjoy it as much as you can while you are there. University, as I mentioned, people said university is the best time of your your life.
Quite a lot of other more developed societies, people don't really care too much whether you're from Cambridge or whatever. At the end, they want to see whether you deliver the product.
Because I can't imagine going anywhere else. I mean, I've grown up here. My friends are here, my family's here.
One of the primary reasons why I came back to Malaysia was because I wanted to contribute, and I felt it was time that I was involved in what's happening in the country and actually try to make a difference.
Malaysia has every potential to become a great nation.
I always believe that when the people with good educations are willing to come back, this land is going to be very different. It takes only one generation, and I hope Cambridge will lead the change.
93 million miles from the sun. People get ready, 'cause here it comes, it's a light, a beautiful light over the horizon.